release of their IM series, TRN was able to deliver a fresh set of IEMs that offer exceptional price-to-performance ratio, and the IM2, the latest addition to the lineup, is no exception.
Hey, what is up YouTube? Noetic Noel here, and welcome to the Sonic Sweep series, where I take an in-depth look at in-ear monitors and headphones to find out if they are worth buying.
The TRN IM2 is a $15 IEM that features a 2-driver setup comprised of one balanced armature and one dynamic driver. Being that it is the successor to the TRN IM1 and IM1 Pro, it can be considered as a visual reminder of TRN's continuation of its goal of offering an IEM that looks as good as it sounds. The TRN IM2 is undoubtedly a stunner appearance-wise. Its CIM-like build profile and exquisitely designed front plate enable it to punch well above its insanely low price tag. You would think that a highly affordable IEM like the IM2 is not built to last, but its high-quality resin shells and metal sound nozzle would argue otherwise. The TRN IM2 combines a durable exterior with an elegant design to create an extremely compelling package that is hard to resist given its low asking price. Size-wise, it is significantly smaller than other competing offerings in its price range, such as the ZST, original ZSN, and ZSN Pro. This translates to a better fit and seal for small and large ears alike. A build profile shaped to resemble CIEMs, hypoallergenic medical-grade resin shells, precision-milled individual sound bores, an integrated front plate with a premium-looking design, a small nozzle designed to offer greater isolation that is usually possible on other IEMs. You name it, the IM2's got it. Pleasingly, it has most of the staples found in more expensive IEMs. Add to that the fact that its resin shells are highly sturdy and resilient against drops, as demonstrated in a YouTube video by Kopi Kaya, and the TRN IM2 delivers where it matters. The sound coming from an IEM is only as good as the fit and seal it gives the user while it is being worn. In fact, without a good seal, IEMs will produce poor sound quality, and the user will not be able to engage in a satisfying listening experience. Largely due to its CIM-like build profile, the IM2 fits snugly in the ear and gives it a good seal, preventing too much ambient noise from entering it and bringing sound leak to a minimum, thereby allowing listeners to fully concentrate on the music regardless of the present state of their surroundings. Throughout the time I'd spent listening to the IM2, I had been treated to an excellent fit and seal that are second to none in the price range. Truth be told, even the ZSN Pro can't compare to the IM2 in terms of the fit and seal on offer. Its bulk hinders the user from achieving a secure fit in the ear with it, and its noticeable protrusion from the ear may prove to be too distracting for some. In terms of comfort, the IM2 is as equally comfortable to wear as its fit is secure, making it an appropriate IEM to wear for extended periods of time. Using the included stock ear tips, I was able to experience great levels of comfort while wearing the IM2. It never became intolerable to the point of irritation. Like the IM1 and IM1 Pro before it, the TRN IM2 is an IEM that belongs to the V-shaped category in terms of sound signature. It has a warm sound that exudes a highly organic vibe and natural timbre. It is full-bodied across the entire frequency range, even in the treble region, which is noticeably recessed as opposed to the bass and mid-range. On the whole, the TRN IM2 sounds robust, yet still balanced, thanks to its noticeable bass emphasis and well-refined treble.
has a smooth, controlled character that can be heard in both tracks. The bass lines in the chorus section of Roses sounded particularly impactful and punchy. The IM2 was able to bring to life the bouncy feel of the bass-infused beats in said part of the song. Moreover, the IM2 is also capable of highlighting the background bass for it to not get washed out by the rest of the track, and vice versa. The subtle rumble of the opening bass riff in the intro of Zen Zen Zens can be perceived to be taking center stage, alongside the track's more pronounced electric guitar-based main riff. All in all, the IM2's bass packs adequate rumble and punch, a characteristic that will satisfy casual listeners. The rich bass on offer contributes to the IM2's presentation sounding full-bodied and lush. It is an IEM that gives great insight into the bass content of recordings. However, its bass content is moderate at best and will still fall short of bass heads' expectations. With the utilized test tracks as a baseline, the IM2's mid-range performance was observed to be a mixed bag. Male vocals were audibly more direct than female vocals, suggesting a peak in the lower mids and a recession in the higher mids. Particularly impressive was the lush quality and layering of the Barden Bellis vocals in Pool Mashup, which consisted of Brittany Snow and Anna Kendrick's solos of Just the Way You Are and Just a Dream in the foreground, and the various vocalizations of the other singers in the background. On the other front, the upbeat vocals of the Treble makers in Lollipop shone through well, showcasing the track's playful and chipper aura. The IM2's mid-range response is marked by a significant recession in its higher region that causes it to sound laid back and smooth on some tracks. This can be advantageous as it imbues it with an organic vibe. Audio content around this frequency region, such as vocals, will not sound too forward or shouty to the extent of sounding too artificial. In general, male vocals can be expected to sound clearer and more direct than their female counterparts, which may sound comparatively distant at times. Although the treble on the IM2 is highly relaxed, it does not lack brilliance, occasionally cropping up in some parts of recordings. The grainy and edgy crunch blanketing Nana's heavily auto-tuned vocals in the chorus section of Orange was smoothened by the IM2, giving it a pleasant sheen that was not ear-piercing. This is a remarkable feat that not many IEMs are capable of. As a matter of fact, the ED16, which I have previously reviewed, struggled to render the same song without placing too much emphasis on the treble. The same tamed approach to the high end was heard in Green Day's 21 Guns, in which the electric guitar's raw crackle came through less harsh and more enjoyable to listen to. Treble has a muted yet discernible sparkle. It has sufficient brilliance and is relaxed and rolled off, which make it sound laid back in contrast to the bass. It is well defined and does not cause any audible pierce. As such, it is not fatiguing to listen to, even for hours on end. Treble-sensitive ears will benefit from how the IM2's treble is tuned, and casual listeners will be satisfied as well. Also among the list of boons the IM2's treble comes with is the fact that sibilance is non-existent, which makes it a suitable IM to use for prolonged periods of listening sessions. Despite its moderately bass-centric tuning, the IM2 is still a very detailed sounding IEM. During my listening sessions, I had observed that it is capable of revealing a wealth of information about the nuances present in recordings. However, it lacks the razor-sharp precision that the KZ-ZSN Pro has when it comes to resolving details across the entire frequency spectrum. Comparatively,
the IM2 lags behind the KZ-ZSN Pro detail retrieval wise. On a more positive note, its more nuanced presentation more than makes up for what it lacks in detail retrieval. Being that its tuning is focused on delivering a full-bodied organic sound, the recordings I played on the IM2 were given a chance to express some, if not all of their finest nuances. Keep in mind that details are not equivalent to nuances. Sonic content in tracks comprise details, whereas nuances refer to the subtle changes in the timbre of vocals and instruments. In contrast to the other performance metrics where the IM2 excelled in, its instrument separation was average and appeared to be influenced by its slightly smaller than usual soundstage. To put things in perspective, the IM2's instrument separation pales in comparison with that offered by the likes of the original ZSN and ZSN Pro. However, I don't think that you should let this minor disadvantage make you hold off from buying the IM2. The IM2 still has one more rabbit stashed away in its hat, which brings us to the next performance metric. Imaging. The stereo image produced by the IM2 was so good that I became extremely pleased with it. The IM2's upfront presentation of vocals and instruments benefits its imaging capabilities. Users are given the advantage of being able to enjoy a coherent sonic picture that rarely gets muddy, even on complex tracks. This kind of imaging performance is reminiscent of that by the ED16, and I'm happy to report that both are very similar. Yes, you heard right. The IM2's imaging is on par with that of the ED16, for which I have nothing to say but praise. This also makes the IM2 ideal for use in competitive gaming. Gamers will be able to pinpoint the exact location of footsteps and other relevant in-game sounds that are crucial to staying alert and focused during gameplay. Regrettably, apart from instrument separation, there is one more thing that hinders the IM2 from being a perfect IEM: soundstage. My sole gripe about the IM2 is its congested soundstage, across which instruments and vocals seem to be positioned too close together. While the IM2 is still highly likable in almost every other aspect, some listeners might find its soundstage lacking in width. Fortunately, depth is not an issue plaguing it. Vocals and instruments have immense depth and exhibit a good sense of realism. Among the IM2's strengths is its superb isolating capabilities. Achieving total isolation with it is possible even on lower volumes as a result of its good fit and seal. With that said, if you're looking for the best isolation possible in the price range, you should look no further than the TRN IM2. Pricing details for the TRN IM2 are shown on screen. With the IM2, TRN has yet again proven that you don't have to fork over top dollar to get an IEM with a premium design and sound, blurring the line between what to expect from chi-fi IEMs and expensive IEMs that reside in the monetary stratosphere. From its highly laudable build quality to its amazing comfort, fit and seal, and to its rich sound, the IM2 managed to tick all the right boxes. How can one go wrong with it? In conclusion, I can say with confidence that the TRN IM2 is extremely worth it and deserves your consideration given that it meets your listening preferences. That's all for this review. This has been Noetic Noel for Sonic Suite. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.